All right, Knicks fans, here it is in a nutshell. The Brooklyn Nets have me worried, right? So here's why. So the Brooklyn Nets moved from um, East Rutherford, New Jersey, to Newark, New Jersey, to Brooklyn, into this state of the art facility, right? The Barclays Center is no joke. If you have been there, if you've ever been to Barclays Center, you know it's state of the art, modern. You see all the things that the Brooklynites are doing um, in the country of Brooklyn. I guess the state of Brooklyn or whatever Brooklynites want to call it or whatever. Um, they are doing all the right things, and so how I know they're doing the right thing is um, one random basketball game. I think it was 3 years ago. I see the Bad Boy Coalition is being honored at the Barclays Center. They um, have all these people out there, Miss Wallace, Biggie's mom, and all this stuff, and they're like doing some type of honoring of the notorious B.I.G. And I love Biggie. Y'all know I love Biggie. You know, um, it's one of those deals where I'm wondering why an NBA franchise is honoring a fallen rapper. You generally don't see that. You never saw Golden State do that with Tupac or whatever. Just in general, you just don't see stuff like that. So you see Brooklyn ingratiating itself. The Brooklyn franchise ingratiating itself to the Brooklyn, Brooklynites or whatever. So, I'm like, okay, that was cheap. They wanted to. They're trying to steal fans any way they can get them. This is me talking as an obnoxious New York Knicks fan, right? I've been going to Knicks games since the 70s. My biggest thing as a kid was to either go see like 2 or 3 times a year, go see the Harlem Globetrotters at Madison Square Garden or see Knicks games. We were poor, so I couldn't go all the time. So about 3 or 4 times a year, I would go see basketball at Madison Square Garden, whether it's the Harlem Globetrotters or the New York Knicks. Right. Whatever. That's my background. So, but and then I see Brooklyn also doing these moves that are classy, like you're just doing the little things to not try to claim the city, but to try to establish themselves, right? So as the obnoxious Knicks fans, I look at the Porzingis trade that happened 2019, right? I'm thinking, or whatever year it was. I'm old, man. I'm older. These years start to run together. When you lose for so long, stuff just starts to run together. But anyways, so I'm thinking to myself, listen, if we don't get Kevin Durant and Kemba Walker, at least we'll get like some type of Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, or Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard type pairing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why not? Shit, we the Knicks. I'm thinking, like, listen, I don't know how Zion Williamson is going to get minutes when we have Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, but we'll figure it out. It's New York. Everybody loved the Knicks. So the draft lottery comes, we get the third pick. We get RJ Barrett. I love RJ Barrett, by the way. I'm on Twitter as at Big Freezy, and had been on Twitter for years. Well, not for years, maybe months. Yeah, years. Yeah, years before the RJ draft. Talking about tank for RJ Barrett. Yes, that's me. Finally you see the face behind the guy that was saying tank for RJ Barrett. This me. Uncle Freezy, whatever. So anyway, we don't get Zion. You know what I'm saying? We get RJ. That's cool. And we need a guard anyway to go with Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, Kemba, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. I had some kind of feeling we were going to get. We probably wouldn't get 3 of those guys, but definitely get 2 of them, right? Wrong. So we get none of them, right? We get none of those guys, and not to talk about history or whatever. The only reason why I brought it up is because it's relevant to this story. So we don't get 2 out of 3. We get 0 out of that major free agent group. But guess who does? The Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets get 2 out of that historic free agent class. It's weird, right? So they get Kevin Durant coming off an ACL, and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe it's for the best we didn't get Kevin Durant. He's coming off an ACL. You know what I'm saying? He was playing for his 3rd championship. He may be worn down all those games. But they also get Kyrie Irving. So I'm like, what is going on? What's wrong with? So immediately I'm like, listen, we got to fire everybody. We got to fire Fizdale, Perry, Mills, the ushers, the popcorn makers, the parking attendant people. You got to fire everybody because stuff like this is not supposed to happen to us, right? But slowly I get over that and, start thinking like, hey, listen, maybe it's for the best. Maybe in a rebuild, we should just rebuild with our rookies and all that stuff, right? This is what I tell myself. But then today I see the Brooklyn Nets have hired Steve Nash. And as soon as I see the Brooklyn Nets have hired Steve Nash, I'm thinking this dude is a Steve Kerr coaching clone, right? I know y'all gonna object to this. I know you guys love the videos and stuff, and I appreciate y'all supporting the channel and all that stuff. And I know y'all are gonna try to have some fried freezy, you know what I'm saying? But listen, Steve Nash played point guard at a high position, at a high level, Hall of Famer, league MVP. He basically did his undergrad in coaching during the Golden State championship years, right? So he has no coaching, no professional coaching experience to speak of in the NBA, but he basically sharpened his chops in the Golden State era of championship basketball, right? Guess who was also in that era of Golden State championship basketball? Kevin Durant. So now you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Steve Kerr, and an organization basically bending over backwards to ingratiate itself to the community. And they're looking for a 3rd star. So now I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, the Brooklyn Nets are looking to take over. Leon Rose, what are you going to do? Okay, all right. Leon Rose, after you like this video and subscribe to the channel and share it on Twitter or whatever social media and leave your comments in the section below, what are you going to do after that? Are you going to bring in a big star? Because now with Brooklyn taking over the headlines, the reporters are going to look to the Knicks like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to continue this rebuild and continue losing? Or are you going to try to put together a contender? So that immediately swings the pressure on us. Because if the Brooklyn Nets, God forbid, win a championship or 2 while we're rebuilding, the pressure on the Knicks will be like something you've never seen before. You think it's a grinder right now. You mess around and let the Brooklyn Nets win a championship. Everything we've done over the last 20 or so years will be scrutinized to the nth degree. Right? So now you are whether we realize it or not, the Knicks are in a really good spot though. We have cap space. We have young players that can be developed. We have draft picks, right? What else do we have? A bunch of stuff. Anyway, new regime, all that stuff. So we have some good things going on. So either we can, I think, so here's the thing. What we need to do is find out who we are, right? So let me break this down really quick to Knicks fans that don't know who we are. Because a lot of y'all are thinking, oh, if we add one guy, we'll sneak into the playoffs and then anything will happen. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Right? What we want to do is we need to recognize, we need to look in the mirror and see who we are. So the Knicks are a terrible franchise on the court for the past 20 years. Terrible, right? We are in the midst of a rebuild, the first rebuild ever during my lifetime. I'm 47, right? So I don't ever remember a rebuild. And there was never a rebuild. Never even talk of a rebuild. So we're in the midst of a rebuild. If you scrap that and try to go the other way, basically you'll shoot your foot off. What we need to do is recognize that we're a rebuilding squad and continue this rebuild until the rebuild is complete. And then y'all are going to be like, well, when's the rebuild going to be over? Next year? No. Surprise, crazy Knicks fans. Rebuilds are never over, ever. You get into a rebuilding mind state, and even though you start winning games, you continue to make young guys better so you can replenish your roster internally as opposed to signing free agents. If you ever stop rebuilding, then what happens is you have to start a major rebuild. Like what Golden State is doing right now. Basically what Golden State is doing right now. They're trying to rebuild on the fly. If it works for them, God bless them. But I don't see success coming from that. But back to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a major threat. The Brooklyn Nets are a major threat, Knicks fans. This thing with Steve Nash, y'all going to clown and say, well, what can a rookie head coach do, with dudes coming off injury and blah, blah, blah. They can win championships. Ty Lue did it. There's your example. And there are like two other examples of rookie head coach. Nick Nurse did it. So you can't say that rookie head coaches can't win championships because they can. All right, man. I'm your man, Uncle Freezy. Yo, I appreciate y'all hanging in there, checking out the videos on Blorange Tears. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it on your social medias. And again, it was good seeing y'all. More to come.